again, it's rather look at the insurance policy. I think we should actually look at the deal that we're trying to strike between our partners.
Philippa, but it does seem from the legal advice we've had, and the Attorney General being a lawyer says at the end of it, it's a political decision. It does seem to be treating Northern Ireland differently to the rest of the UK.
And particularly what we see the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland, we've seen the Prime Minister talk about the huge advantage Northern Ireland is going to get from this. I'm from Belfast. I absolutely support a deal that doesn't damage Northern Ireland. Yeah. But why could they not have delivered a decent deal for Scotland? Northern Ireland fishermen will be able to fish on the west coast of Scotland, but land it in Northern Ireland. And the problem is, we will face an economic disadvantage when competing with Northern Ireland for inward investment and for jobs. She could have worked with all the parties here and all the governments across the UK at the start, as she said. She didn't. She went off on her own, and now she's reaping the whirlwind.
Christine.
I'm sick and tired of the SNP talking about how this has to be a special deal for Scotland. The problem is, it's a bad deal for the UK, and the SNP need to stop using this as yet another tool for the independence referendum argument.
Sorry, that's nonsense. Our special, our compromise deal asks for single market and customs union for the whole UK. Every single proposal.
We've got that, but you just said. But you just
UK
said.
doesn't have single market.
But you just said this was a special deal for Northern Ireland. You wanted the same for Scotland. I'm standing here, as are the rest of the pro-UK parties, saying this is about the UK. Frankly, if the rest of the UK, the economy suffers, Scotland suffers. And we should be looking at this in the whole. And I think, frankly, for the SNP to carry on with this narrow nationalist argument about what is best for Scotland does Scotland no good whatsoever.
Well, that's my job as a Scottish MP.
No,
and I would have thought it was
job as
yours.
a nationalist MP. That's a job as a nationalist.
Which my constituency voted Remain, and my constituency will lose out by this deal.
As did mine, but they voted in a UK referendum. They are part of the UK, and we need to argue this on those terms and not this narrow nationalist what's good for Scotland. That's why we're in a problem.
Luke.
Yeah, I think the whole point is this wasn't a constituency.